So I'm like, yo, Marcus, where are you headed? Fast. But he whispers back to me, I told Mrs. Daniels about the message. Who is Mrs. Daniels? Our principal. So I'm like, wait, what message? The one Eli sent, about not going to school. Wait, for real? Dead serious. I just didn't want to take the chance. It was weird. And I get why he did this. If Eli actually did something bad, and this story ended up being a Netflix documentary, we would have been the stupid kids that everyone said, why did they not see the signs? Unfortunately, there were about 7 brain cells altogether if you added up everyone's from the group chat. So we didn't think of that. But if Marcus had any idea about just how much harm he caused by telling the principal, he never would have done it. Because fast forward a couple hours, I'm in 4th period, vibing with my AirPods on, when suddenly someone walks into our classroom and whispers in the teacher's ear. The teacher nods her head, and once the girl's done talking, she goes, Tyler, they need you in the office. I froze. I knew this wasn't a, you're getting a reward type of office call. This was a, you are cooked call. But in my head, I'm like, I'm sure this isn't that bad, until I leave the classroom. And who do I see? Everyone else from the group chat. Everyone's got the same nervous expression on their face thinking, we're done. Group chat got leaked. We're all going to prison. It's over. And then, just to complete the doomsday image, we walk into the office and who do we see? Mrs. Daniels waiting for us. She has a folder in her hand. She's about 9 months pregnant, looking like she's about to suspend us and give birth all at the same time. And let me tell you, Mrs. Daniels was not a chill principal. No, she was the type of principal that you don't look directly in the eyes, because if you do, you might turn into stone. So we were terrified to see her. And remember the part how I said she was pregnant, because that will be very important for later. So she tells us to all walk into the conference room. This isn't some little side room where you go when you faked a fever and you're waiting for your mom to pick you up. No, this is like where the president goes during a national emergency. You know it's bad when they bring you in this room. So Mrs. Daniels tells us to sit down, and then she sits down at the head of the table as if she's about to end our whole career. She's got a folder in front of her, hands crossed, and a look on her face like she was about to say, you guys are never going to college. So we all sit down. No one speaks. It is pitch silent. You can literally hear the air conditioning humming. Mrs. Daniels opens the folder, and then she says, so, I'm gonna read you guys a message. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Nobody come to school Friday. And just like that, we all started side-eyeing each other. Eli, who was sitting directly across from her, tries to speak. I'm sorry, that was me. But before he could even finish his sentence, the principal goes, Eli, you'll have your turn. Bro, what is this? Judge Judy? She looks up and makes eye contact with each one of us, slowly. This message was sent in a group chat that includes all of you. Luckily, one of you, Marcus, was concerned, and he came to me with this message and showed it to me. Side note, Marcus had his eyes glued to the table the whole time as if he was trying to astral project into the wood. Now I know what you're all gonna say. It was a joke. And I really hope it was. But you have to understand that in this day and age, we cannot, and I mean cannot, undermine how serious this is. That's when Eli raises his hand again, as if this was math class. I promise it was a joke. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just frustrated with how much homework I had, and I was joking about it. I wasn't planning on actually doing anything, I swear. Little did I know, we should not have believed a word Eli said. She nods slowly, listening to Eli, and then she writes something in her folder. And then she goes, I have a question. Why did no one else report this? And suddenly, all our heads started to swivel, looking at each other like we were watching a tennis match. If any of you felt that this message was concerning, you had a responsibility to report it to me, even if it turned out to be a joke. But none of you did. Marcus did. Matter of fact, all your replies to this message made it seem like you guys thought it was funny. That is why Marcus is not in trouble today. At this point, we could just feel that she was building up to something. And then she goes, as for the rest of you, I'm currently reviewing whether this falls under our failure to report clause. There's a strong argument to be made that you guys should be suspended. One of my friends goes, wait, what? We thought what he said was a joke. We didn't think it was serious. We just send dumb stuff in that group chat all the time. Mrs. Daniels doesn't even flinch while she responds. Yes, and sometimes those jokes turn into headlines. I can't even lie. That was low-key a bar by Mrs. Daniels. Like, I respect it. But in that moment, it wasn't funny. And listen, she wasn't wrong. But at the same time, this was Eli we were talking about. This man once said he was gonna raid Area 51, and then he showed up to school the next day in a tinfoil hat. No one in that group chat has ever been a threat to anything except for good grammar. Or so we thought. She closes the folder and then says, I'll be meeting with the superintendent today to decide on appropriate disciplinary action. But as of now, you're all under administrative review. We didn't even know what that meant. What kind of ominous Harry Potter language is administrative review? Eli looks like he's about to cry. Jake looks zoned out. Trey's just whispering something to himself. And me? I'm just staring at the folder hoping that if I blink hard enough, it will go away. The principal dismisses us, and the moment we leave the room, we scatter like scared rats. We're all having a post-game press conference with each other. Bro, we're getting suspended. It's over.
This cat got serious boundaries. Game rule, cats cannot touch, so every square around it, off limits.
Ed, my mom is literally gonna make me disappear. Trey wasn't lying when he said that either, by the way. His mom would actually do that. Then Marcus tries to speak up and says, guys, I didn't mean to get you in trouble like this. And we're all just like, Marcus, stop talking. Like, we get it. He was trying to do the right thing, but he also just served us up to the principal on a silver platter. The next few hours of school felt like a fever dream. I couldn't focus in class no matter what. Not that I could before, but I couldn't even eat at lunch. And you guys know me, I'm a big bag, so that was not normal. I couldn't even open the group chat from how terrified I was of it now. The worst part, no one knew what our fate was gonna be. No one in our school knew about this yet until Monday morning. This story was in every friend group, classroom, and hallway in the school. Now, I was just hoping the girl I had a crush on liked Bad Boys because that's what I became. I wore SpongeBob underwear at the time, by the way. But we all thought we were cooked, burnt to a crisp. And it all started with one sentence. Nobody come to school Friday. What was he thinking? The whole time we were in administrative review, I was just thinking the same thing in class. We're definitely getting suspended. I always thought it would be a crumble cookie that took me out. But it turns out, it was just gonna be my mom after finding out this news. And just like rumors do, it started to spread throughout the school and get crazy. People started fabricating the story, making it sound way worse than it was. It turned from a silly little text in the group chat to 5 guys are planning to blow up the school. Like, if y'all are gonna snitch about what happened to us, can you at least make us sound cool and not insane? Trey sat down at our lunch table and goes, I just had a girl ask me if I was gonna be on the news. We're spiraling, and we even stopped texting in the group chat because now anything could be used as evidence. But here's where it gets strange. We get back to school on Monday morning, which was the day we were supposed to learn the news about what our fate was gonna be. But when we get there, the whole day we're expecting, we're waiting, but nothing happens. No one gets called into the office, no announcement, no anything. We get through the whole day of school in a constant state of fear, just waiting for the moment our names were gonna get called over the intercom. But it never happens. I even sneak a glance into the office during passing period, and guess what? Mrs. Daniels wasn't there. Tuesday, same thing. No update, no principal. So during lunch one day, we